CBS 2.
Even with the protesting today, this is the end of an era for Barat College. The school is in Lake Forest and is about to go away. Students have been educated there for 150 years, but that school is a victim of a sign of our times, low enrollment and a crumbling old campus. Good evening, I'm Diane Burns.
And I'm Antonio Mora. The college will close in June of 2005. Hundreds of students will be left without a school. Dozens of employees will be left without jobs. CBS 2's Sylvia Gomez reports on what has been an emotional day for all involved.
The T is silent. We are not. The T is...
It's a lesson in civic action. The students of Barat College taking their 60s-style flower power to the streets.
Don't sell our school. Don't sell our future.
Hoping their voices will be heard up on the second floor of the Chicago Hilton, where members of DePaul's Board of Trustees are voting whether or not to keep the small 100-year-old college's doors open.
Right.
3 hours later, somber executives come before a podium with their decision.
And the decision of the board was to close the Barat Campus.
Immediate dismay, an overflow of emotion and flowing tears. The estimated 50 students who came to this downtown battle station drop heads, grip hands, and lock arms. They have lost.
To have that taken away in, 5 words is very painful.
The world will never change if all we think about is money.
The Save the Barat Campus campaign. I think that was one of the best events ever to take place because even if it was just for a split second, our goofy little campus was put on the map and people knew who we were and they recognized some of the issues surrounding it, and staff and faculty and students and family and friends outside of the campus and alumni and everybody just became so entirely involved in this one groundbreaking event.
To see how faculty, the whole community of Barat came together under very difficult circumstances where everybody was grieving, and yet we came together and did our best in a very upright way, I think, to express our concern and our commitment to Barat. You wouldn't find that everywhere. Just everybody rallied to become this beautiful community.
I think the Save Barat campaign is always the single most, gripping event at the time I was here. It meant a lot to so many people, including me, and were involved in it, and it really, I don't think we ever felt like as much like a community as we were then. I don't think I resent them as much for the alliance per se. I think that changes were inevitable, that the school would have become and perhaps needed to become more formal in the way everything worked and the way things got done. There was a lot more hierarchy, a lot more sense of living in a kind of bureaucratic academic environment, but it meant good things too. I don't think that killed Barat. I think DePaul closing Barat killed Barat.
The process of the entire school pulling together and working to engage in a conversation with DePaul about closing this campus will stay with me for a long time. The fact that just after people get this shocking news that that's a very likely possibility, we virtually fill the Drake Theater with students who want to be active and involved in trying to transform the situation. And to see people take that kind of initiative and have a kind of relentless persistence, doing media work, setting up a website, developing all the logistics of what I call a people power movement. That was very touching and instructive. I was especially moved in terms of that struggle when we were at the Hilton Hotel, and as I had invited the school to think about getting a room in the hotel so that we weren't only on the sidewalk. And it was really great to get there and see on the official announcement for the day in the Hilton that Barat College of DePaul University was up on the second or third floor when the board was meeting down on the main floor. And so it was more difficult for them to simply say, well, you have to go outside, or the Chicago police was brought in, and fortunately some of us have had experience of respectfully negotiating with police officers, and so I think we were able to maintain our presence. And the thing that stands out from that for me for that day was that our insistence that the president of the board and the president of the university had to come tell the students in our room, and the media had set up there, and it was a very poignant moment, very emotional, but it was something that the university, we created an environment where the university had to address the students themselves.
Because when I truly made the decision to leave, I felt, that DePaul had a strategic plan. We were in great shape enrollment-wise. We were in solid shape financially. That there appeared to be sort of a plan of succession that would emphasize continuity as well, as opposed to sort of break. And obviously, I think if I saw that the institution was going to be confronting a lot of issues, I would not have made the decision to step down. We have been very successful in recruiting full-time undergraduate students to an urban environment. We had not had successful experience recruiting students to a second campus, a suburban, small, possibly isolated experience. That it was going to take a much longer period of time to establish that constituency out there, and then to be able to build on that constituency to make the campus meet the enrollment goals that I had presented to the Board of Trustees when we sold them on the decision to move forward on the merger in 2003, 2004. And basically there was the issue that enrollments had not increased. In fact, in 2003 they had dropped on the Barat Campus from the year before slightly. That the part-time enrollments that had been sort of our, sort of the major driver of discretionary dollars, those enrollments were dropping. So DePaul was facing, not, life financial issues, but we're facing serious financial issues, and they were looking at the Barat Campus and not necessarily seeing any light at the end of the tunnel. Now, there was no one at DePaul who could come forward and speak to the fact that there was light at the end of the tunnel.
I think it's a sad loss to the community. I think it's a sad loss to education in general. I think maybe somebody at DePaul will recognize that, but it'll be too late. I mean, it's already too late. It's just really a shame. In the fullest sense of that word, I think it's really a shame.
Barat as an institution, I think, has always stood for something of great dignity, of great intellectual competence, of great dedication to artistic beauty, to aesthetic beauty of all kinds. I think it will leave a legacy of really strong dedication to making the world a better place.